voicemails. Be brief, be clear. It sounds so simple, but I say think about what you're going to say before you call. Because I've been guilty of that. Has anybody else been guilty of you're talking, you're leaving this long, rambling voicemail, and then halfway through I'll say, oh, I'm rambling, so I'll call you right back. Okay? So think about it. I think it's to the point where I just jot down, what are my 3 key points? The other tip I have for voicemails, always leave the most important information right at the beginning of the voicemail. Why do you think I say that? Yeah, because a lot of people aren't going to listen to the end. I know usually if I'm picking up a voicemail, when I feel like I've got the gist, I go ahead and delete it. So if the last thing they said wasn't, oh yeah, by the way, the 12 o'clock meeting just got moved to 8 o'clock, I missed that. So be sure you leave the very most important information at the beginning. Also, repeat your contact information slowly.
Yes.
And I say repeat it for people. So, have you had that issue or experience where Daddy should come back and
yes, it aggravates me to no end for somebody to call and leave a phone number and rattle it off and only say it one time as if I know what the number is.
Exactly. I always say repeat it twice because my feeling is the first time maybe they're scrambling for a pen or a piece of paper, and then by the time you say it the second time, they're ready to actually write it down. But it's really frustrating for me when I've got to repeat it over and over and over and over just to try to hear their name and their phone number. So you want to repeat that slowly.
Or Daniel, when you have someone like Vancia who would call and she would, in her information, she would, or her messages, she would say her phone number. And then she'll call, if I call her back, and she said, well, how do you know I know your phone number? Why did you not leave your contact information? And that is true. Sometimes you will have to, if you don't know about her, you have to go and look it up and dig it. That irks me.
Thank you so much for saying that, because that's another big point. Always leave your contact information. I don't care if you've talked to the person 50 million times, but that's very frustrating for me because also you don't know where or when I'm picking up your voicemail. I could be in the middle of Publix. I could be in Learning Groove with my 18-month-old, but I'm picking up your voicemail and maybe I don't have access to my Rolodex or other information. So go ahead and repeat it even if I've talked to you before so I have your contact information. Very, very good.
That not having the number also delays responding.
Of course. Of course. If you go ahead and leave it for me, I can call you back immediately. But if I don't have it, then it might take me a day or so to get that. So very, very good point. Maybe you want to follow up with an email to provide details. Again, it's infuriating to me when people leave like 3-part voicemails. Because, voicemail will only allow you, I don't know what it is, 90 seconds or so. And to me, if you're getting cut off and you have to call back, that's usually a hint that you need to send an email or you need to follow up with a live phone call. So you don't want to try to leave war and peace on voicemail, obviously. Leave a voicemail after hours for issues not requiring direct communication. Now, what do I mean by that? Let's say you have, what's your name? Devorah. Okay, Devorah. Devorah looks so nice and friendly. Devorah, God bless her, might be my chatty Cathy in the organization. Do you know those people that you just need to tell them something real quick, but you're afraid to call them during office hours because if they catch you on the phone, they want to know about your weekend, they want to talk about what happened on American Idol, they want to tell you about their little granddaughter. You're going to be on the phone for an hour, okay? So God bless these people. We love them. But if you know you really don't need to engage with her, but you just need to give her that information, either leave the voicemail after hours, and sometimes I certainly do that, or sometimes the voicemail system will let you leave a voicemail without actually calling them. I actually should do that with my mom sometimes, because she would call me right back and say, I'm so sorry I missed your call, I didn't even hear the phone ring. So think about doing that. Also, document all messages with the name, the date, and the time. I can't tell you how much that has saved me over the years, particularly in customer service sorts of situations, also in business, because I'm having some sort of problem. They'll say, well, who did you speak to? And I'm like, oh, I spoke with Jane, and her ID number is U56, and I spoke with her on this day at this time. And so that just changes the whole complexion of the conversation now because I have that data. Okay? So just get into that habit. So just a few tips that can help you in terms of managing email and voicemail.